All right, so we're going to continue the 31 days of techness here by checking out some fans that actually arrived from AlphaCool. These are their Apex fans. You might be wondering, like, okay, fans, oh my gosh, they move air. What else is there to talk about? I mean, there's a lot of little nuances like bearing types and blade pitch and the amount of blades and the sweep design and static pressure versus airflow and RPM and all that crap. But you know these are made of metal? CableMod's new StealthSense technology effectively eliminates the need for sense wires for your 40 series GPU. StealthSense features a hidden bridge which signals the GPU that a full 600 watts is available, all without the need for fragile sense wires that can easily be dislodged, leading to a black screen and 100% fans. To see the full spec list and power supplies supported, follow the link in the description below. If there's one thing you can always rely on the Germans to do, it's to over-engineer. So today we're going to look at some of the most over-engineered fans you probably can. So these are 3 packs of their Apex fans. They're Apex Stealth. I wonder why they're calling it Stealth. Considering these are chrome and these are matte black. So the matte black ones I can see being stealth, but the chrome ones, okay, fine, whatever. They're 3,000 RPM fans. Now they're 25 mil thick. So I'm not entirely sure. And these are going to be 140s, I think. They look like they'd be 140s. They don't actually say on the box what size they are. Oh no, wait, it says 120 by 120. So I guess it's just a lot of packing material in there. Just initially the box size looks like they would be 140s given the size of the box. So let's see what you get in here. I also have a scale because I want to, if there's one thing too that you can easily do on accident, it's make a computer very heavy. And as you're now adding metal framed fans, and I don't even know if they're metal blade, but I guess we'll find out. Oh yeah, this is a lot of packing material in there. A lot of packing material. Oh my God, it's such a chunker. Where are the cables? Oh, is the cable completely detachable? Okay, that's kind of cool, to be honest. So these are the chrome ones. Wow, okay. That's fingerprint nightmare, but still. Okay, they are plastic blades. My God, are there a lot of blades. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blades. These are gonna be perfect for static pressure. Oh, the cable is just wrapped up within there, and they're daisy chainable. Now here's what's cool about the daisy chain on these. They are not some sort of a proprietary daisy chain. Dude, as I'm just looking at them, fingerprints are appearing everywhere. So I think the matte black's gonna be a little more my flavor. Anyway, standard 4-pin PWM with a pigtail, and then they're really short, as you can see. So let's see what else comes in the accessory pack. Actually, first let's weigh it. I'm just curious because this sucker is heavy. 338 grams or 11.9 ounces. So nearly a pound for one fan. Well, you need something to compare that to. So here's just a regular old Be Quiet 120 millimeter fan with its wire and everything on here. That weighs 4.5 ounces. So just over a third of the weight of that fan. And then in terms of grams, 128 grams. Versus 338. So they're weighty. Let's see what else comes in the accessory. They are pretty though, my gosh, they are so pretty. We're gonna find out how noisy and stuff they are in a sec. But because this is metal, I'm curious now as to what the mounting mechanism is here. So let's see. They've got, oh, they threaded? Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, so okay, we're just leaning hardcore into the, let's just over-engineer the crap out of this mentality. All right, so we've got a lot of different screws that come here. These are M3 tapered head screws. In fact, let me take them out. So the nice thing about these is they're gonna sort of like fill in the taper there. So you got kind of a nice flush look. And then you can see they stick out the bottom, just barely though. They just barely stick out the bottom enough to maybe screw in a radiator or something. Obviously, if you're gonna be mounting these to a case or something though, you need something to attach them to. And these are all taper head, by the way, so they're just different lengths. We have 6x32, we have M4 and M3, so you're gonna have compatibility with different radiator mounting. So if you're gonna use them on AIOs or standard radiators, you'll find some are 6/32 and some are M3. M4, not so much, but there are M4s out there, but they do provide you those if you need them. But if you're gonna be mounting these to a case or something, you need something for the backside. So it looks like they've just got these nice little, so this is just basically turns it into like a screw and a nut, if you will. But then that gives you something to actually put on the back side of the case or wherever you're gonna mount to thread those into there. So it's gonna be a little extra work, but it's possible. So here's the extension cable that comes with it. So you have the option now if you're gonna daisy chain to have the short cable, or if you're gonna be, you know, obviously connecting it to your motherboard or whatever, then you connect it onto here, and then you've got your cable to plug into your motherboard. So only one of these need to make its way back to the motherboard and or fan splitter, fan hub, whatever. And then these can daisy chain to as many as your header can handle in terms of amps. Now does these, I need to find out what the amp rating is on these, because they're 3,000 RPM fans, means they're gonna be pulling a fair amount of power and watts. There's a length of the cable, so not bad. Definitely not a bad length, especially if you get the end of wherever your daisy chain is closest to the side that you need to plug it in. So one thing I am noticing though on the manual, it's showing that it includes a ARGB adapter. So I'm assuming this is just a single manual for the stealth and the non-stealth. They have an Aurora, which is their RGB version of this. RGB with chrome would actually look really neat. They even give you the world's smallest polishing cloth.
We got a performance test of that cloth against the Apple cloth.
Ain't no one can afford that cloth. In terms of power rating, it's actually right on the back of the hub. It's a half amp at 3,000 RPM. It's actually not that bad. So that means if you had a 2 amp header, you could have 4 of these going full speed on a single motherboard header. It's actually not that bad. Most headers are about 2 amps. You do have high volt headers now, or high amp headers on a lot of motherboards that are designed to go even higher, like up to like 5 amps or something, just because of water pumps and all that sort of stuff. Let's take a look at the matte black though. They also have a gold, which would have been really neat to look at. In fact, I might need to source those because there's something coming that's also gold that might be fun to do. Although gold is kind of a gaudy color if you're not into it. So I think it's challenging to do a gold build and not have it just look, I don't know, just gaudy, like I said. But that's what the nice thing is about choice here. So if you don't care about the chrome, because chrome is also hard to incorporate into a build, there's nothing really chrome these days. So that's just a plating. I assume they were just like, well, it's metal, we might as well. The matte black, however, this is like awesome for anyone that's doing a stealth build. I mean, look at that. Like it almost feels rubberized. I know it's just I think the hub could look a little better. Like it needs a sticker or something on there. But yeah, the matte black looks really, really nice. Like Marquez would be so proud of this. MKBHD, you know, it's like matte black everything, right? He loves matte black everything. That looks really, really nice. Now let's see what these sort of look like up against each other. And then let's power them up. Because half of the story with fans is their noise profile. Blade design, RPM, cage design, all of this has an effect on how the fan is gonna sound. And the nice thing about the cage is the fact that it does have some arrow kind of pitch design to it, so that as air is kind of going through it, it's being straightened out and smoothed out. And because it's got sort of like a wing design to it, it should cut that air smoothly rather than being too noisy. So that's something that's nice to see. And because the pitch is opposite of the blade direction, as the air is coming out of here in a cone, it's gonna kind of get scooped up by these hub supports. But a lot of fans, especially more inexpensive fans, just have a flat design, which that's turbulence, and turbulence causes noise. One thing I also noticed too, wow, I didn't even catch that at first. These fans are a ring fan. What that means is every blade is connected on the end with a ring that's going all the way around them. So that means that any of the air that is potentially being scooped won't get splashed out. Because air does have centrifugal, air has mass to it as well. And so as it's spinning, it's gonna have centrifugal force. It's gonna want to sort of splash it out to the sides. That ring that goes around the blades are gonna capture that air and not allow it to splash out, and it's just gonna continue in the direction it's being forced based on the blade pitch. So having that ring fan on there is, wow, that's kind of crazy. Just spinning that by hand, the amount of air I can feel coming out of that. Let's see what these look like side by side. I want to put these on like an AIO now. Like they just look so cool. But with that said, let's go ahead and hook up 2 of them to each other. Let's hook them up to my fan hub and let's see what they sound like. Because if they're just like, no one's gonna want those. So my mic is approximately 1.5 feet from here, or about 0.5 meter. And this is what it sounds like. They're actually fairly loud, but they also move a ton of air. Like Phil's over there going, because it's blowing air at him. So I just put a voltage reducer on here. As you can hear, They are very quiet. Ow. Dang, they still move a ton of air. Like this would have absolutely no problem pushing air through a radiator. V1 Tech makes it easy to create your dream setup with a wide range of customizable PC parts, desk and wall art, gaming mats, custom phone cases, and more. Choose from existing designs or create your own to bring your favorite art to life, allowing you to truly make your setup your own. And V1 Tech is proud to announce their all-new RGB shadow box wall frames featuring addressable RGB lighting and swappable artwork, allowing you to change the look and feel of your setup quickly and easily with no tools necessary. Start creating your dream setup with V1 Tech by following the links in the description below. It's funny because I feel like we are in the era of innovation, if you will, and there's a lot of things being innovated in a way that people are not asking for, but it's nice to at least even try, because how many different ways can you make a fan, right? The latest innovation with fans was just throw a bunch of lighting in there. And these are available with lighting, it looks like, because like I said, the manual shows they have the Aurora version, which is just RGB, probably rings in there as well. I do like the Stealth, and I think a lot of people are also interested in these kind of a blacked out or just blingy without lighting everywhere types of fans. I mean, if you're anti-RGB, this would have to be, the matte black would have to be like straight up for you. But the $1 million question, hopefully they don't cost $1 million. No, actually they cost 29 euro, 29.99 euro. Which is about 32 USD. Now the 3-pack is about $87 USD. So we're talking about a little less than $30 a fan in the 3-pack, or a little over $30 a fan in the individual pack. But you know what though? Considering there are a lot of companies out there selling some like plastic crap fans for that same price, if not more, at least these metal fans, you're getting just what feels like insane quality out of it. So that's up for you to decide whether or not something's worth it to you. I mean, there's always discussions that take place like, that's super overpriced. And then meanwhile, another guy's over here just quietly ordering it and completely nullifying the that's overpriced, because price is 100% subjective. That is 1000% a subjective perspective on what price is. So it's up to you to decide if something like this is worth it to you. And considering the fact that these are fluid dynamic bearings, you have to really hope that seal is working very, very well. The number one killer of a fluid dynamic bearing, or any bearing that has fluid in there that's not ball bearing, is going to be dust getting in there. Now back in the day, fluid dynamic bearings also didn't like sitting horizontal with the exhaust pointing up, because of the fact that the weight and the pulling of the fan blade under pressure is pulling against that bearing, which kind of opens up that gap a little bit, and then dust can get in, and then the same problem happens. They've improved though. The seals have improved on fluid dynamic bearings. I mean, I'm talking like $4 Yatloon fans that were fluid dynamic bearing hated that sort of thing. You would really hope a $30 fan would have a better bearing design. It's been quite a while since I've heard bearings failing because of the orientation that they're put in. Ball bearing and sleeve bearing are still gonna be some of the best bearing types out there, but these are some of the trade-offs that you make for longevity and price, and to try and make everything sort of have the best balance. So that's where you guys need to sound off down below. How do you feel about these metal fans? Wish I had the gold one here to sort of show you compare and contrast of what the gold looks like. But the gold is also shiny like the chrome over here. So fingerprint galore. I still love the matte black the most. I think a matte silver would also look really neat, like just like a spare anodized. Anyway, time to go guys. Thanks for watching. I'll put links to these fans down below. You guys can check them out. And maybe I'll need to find a use to stick these things in. You know, why not just make a computer as heavy as possible?